Hi there, everyone. Well, everyone. Actually, I'm alone. It's Sunday morning, and I've been home off work for about a week now, and I've been really appreciating the yoga videos that many teachers have been sharing. Um, Although I'm very uncomfortable in front of the camera, I decided to make a humble offering as well. It's not going to be anything fancy, just something that hopefully is approachable for anyone who wants to do a little movement, some breath, and hopefully relieve some anxiety, um, boost the immune system, and just, my body from being at home, even though I'm doing yoga every day and getting out for walks, I feel very heavy and stiff due to all of the uncertainty, and I'm sure many of you are feeling the same way. So without further ado, let's do a simple practice this morning in my living room. I apologize for the lighting and the angle. I don't have a tripod. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see what you need to see. And those of you who are already familiar with my teaching and my cueing, you don't need to watch. You can just listen and move and breathe. So I'll start. Okay. So it's nice to start just taking a comfortable seat. Is it any way that feels comfortable for you, so that your sitting bones feel grounded, and then focus on getting your spine long and straight. Draw the belly in a little bit to support your back as you sit up straight and tall. Relax your shoulders back and down. You can roll them a couple of times if you like. Just sort of settle in and feel comfortable. If you feel open and receptive, you can keep your palms up. If you feel like you need a little more grounding, palms down feels really nice. And then begin to let the eyelids close. Relax the jaw, the neck muscles. Take a slight tuck of your chin to lengthen the back of your neck. And let your hips become a little bit heavier, more grounded. And then reach up more through the crown of your head. And just begin to notice your breath, bringing your awareness to its qualities. Take just a few normal breaths. And as you do so, notice areas of the body which may be feeling a little tense or gripping. And see if you can invite a little more softness to those areas. And together we'll take a few deeper and longer breaths now. So breathing in through your nose, I'll count to 4, and then you'll hold that breath just briefly, and you'll exhale it for a count of 5, and then you'll hold the breath out briefly, and we'll do a few together like this. So take one breath in, and release it. Let's do one more in through the nose, out through the mouth, and together inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it out. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and retain. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. One more breath in. 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just go back to breathing normally now. A couple of more breaths in this seated position. Okay, you can open your eyes when you're ready and make your way to hands and knees. We'll go into a child's pose to begin. If your back feels okay, you can widen your knees about as wide as your mat. Bring your big toes together and reach the hips back towards the heels. If your back needs a little support, you can bring your knees together. Okay. And then reach the arms out in front of you and just lengthen the sides of the body. Settle the forehead down towards the mat. It doesn't have to touch the mat, but it may. Reach your hips further back towards your heels and close the eyes, go inward, take a few breaths in this child's pose. And this is a nice pose that you can come back to at any time if you feel that you need some rest or you feel that you just need to go a little bit more inward. You can always take this pose. Of course, I won't know, and you could be in your pajamas, so you could just do this pose the whole time if you want. When you're ready, lift your head. Walk your hands off the mat, if you're using a mat, over to the right side, and place the left hand over the right. Reach your left hip towards your left heel. Center the head between the arms. Take a couple of breaths on this side. And then slowly walk your hands back over to the center. Take your left hand off the mat and right hand over left. And then reach your right hip towards your right heel. Center the head between the arms. And try to square the shoulders. Right shoulder down a little bit. And 2 breaths here. And then slowly bring your hands back to the center. And set up your hands so that they're quite wide. Your ring finger is about as wide as your outer shoulders. And the index fingers should point straight ahead. From the index fingers, all of the fingers spread nice and wide. Okay, and then come to a tabletop position. Walk the knees back a little bit so that they're beneath your hips. We're going to do some cat-cow. Keep your toes tucked. And as you breathe in, drop the belly, lift the chin, and lift the tail. As you exhale, round your back, grip the mat, look towards your belly. Inhale again for cow pose, lift your chin, lift your tail. As you exhale, round, cat pose, drawing the navel towards the spine. Inhale again, linking each movement with an inhale or an exhale. And just do a few more like this. getting into the practice or the habit of linking movement with breath. And one more together, breath in and breath out. And then come back to a neutral spine, flat back. Checking again that the hands are still nicely in place, fingers spread. Walk the knees back a little bit further. And then draw your belly in and up as you lift your hips to a downward facing dog. Now, if you're new to yoga, this pose can be difficult. It can be tiring for the arms. So if you need to come down at any time to your knees, take a break. It's better to hold a pose for a shorter time with good form rather than to just kind of try to muscle your way through if it's a little sloppy or your shoulders or your wrists are starting to bother you. So just take that into consideration. If you're comfortable in this pose, I suggest bending the knees a little, pushing into the earth like you're stretching the front edge of the mat away from you. And this really helps to lengthen the back. And then keeping the back nice and long, work towards straightening your legs and reaching your heels towards the earth. They don't have to touch the earth. It's not all about stretching the hamstrings, although you're going to feel that. We really want to lengthen the spine here. And then take your gaze towards your belly or between your knees or your ankles. Draw your belly in and up. Take one more breath. Okay, and then gaze forward. Rock forward on your feet. You may need to walk your feet back a little further. Coming into a plank position, high plank. Round or puff the upper back a little. Try to make sure that your hips are not higher or sinking below shoulder height. And then reach the heart forward. Again, if you need to lower to the knees, you can do this breathing exercise on your knees. We're going to use some breath of fire to warm the body, to get the internal fire going. If you're pregnant or if you're on your cycle, you can just breathe long, deep, and slow breaths rather than the breath of fire. If you're coming with me for the breath of fire, we're going to be exhaling quite vigorously through the nose. The inhales take care of themselves. You'll pump your belly as you breathe. So we'll do the first set. Five, four, three, two, one. Draw the belly in, lift your hips back and up, downward dog, or child's pose if you want to rest from the arms, the shoulders. And you want to do one more set of the breath of fire and plank. So if you're in child's, come back to down dog. If you're in down dog, move back to your plank position. And we'll start again. Remember to reach your heart forward and really round or puff the upper back so that it's like you're pushing the earth away. Five, four, three, two, one. Return to downward dog or again to child's pose. And take a couple of breaths in either of those positions. And then take a look forward. Walk or tiptoe to the front of your mat. Okay. Arrive with your feet hip-width distance and parallel to one another. Bend the knees a little, at least a little bit. Even if you don't need to, it's just a little safer for your back. Okay. And then fold over the front legs. As you inhale, come up halfway to a flat back, hands to the mat, or fingertips to the shins, just lengthening your heart forward. And then exhale as you fold again over the legs. And do that once more. Come up halfway to a flat, long spine. And working your legs as you fold forward. And we'll stay in this fold. Take the hands behind the back, clasp your palms. Encourage your arms towards straight, but be careful not to lock your elbows. Okay, so just soften the elbows, draw the heads of the shoulders back. Encourage your palms together as much as you can. Okay, now keeping a bend in your right knee, straighten the left leg, gaze beneath the left shoulder. You can tip your hands towards the top right corner of your mat. Lengthen the back of the neck, take a couple of breaths on this side. And this may feel quite challenging for the hamstrings. If your left leg is not fully straight, that's okay. You can keep a gentle bend if it's more comfortable. And bend both knees, come back through center. And this time straighten the right leg as much as you reasonably can. Keep a bend in the left knee, look under the right shoulder. Continue to draw back through the shoulders, opening up across the chest and shoulders. Take one more inhale, one more exhale, and then come back to center with bent knees. Release your hands again to the floor, come up halfway, a flat back, and then fold forward once more. Draw your belly in and slowly round up like a rag doll, keeping your feet connected to the earth. Come up vertebra by vertebra. When you reach the top, draw the shoulders back and down. Draw the tailbone slightly down. Feel a lift through the chest, the heart. On your next breath in, reach the arms up overhead, lift your heart, and draw the belly in, bend the knees, fold all the way down. Come up halfway with the breath in, step your right foot lightly back towards the back of your mat, lower the right knee. Inhale as you reach up through the fingertips and through the sides of your waist. Draw your left hip slightly back, right hip slightly forward. Draw the belly and the front ribs in as you lift your chest. Exhale to bring hands down to the floor. Step back to the high plank position, lift the right knee, step the left foot back, and then look forward, round your upper back. Rock forward on your toes, bringing heels over the toes, and then slowly lower your knees, your hips, and your belly all the way down. Untuck the toes, reach the toes back, okay? And then gripping the mat, hug your elbows in as you lift the chest to a baby cobra, just a small one. As you exhale, bring your chest back down. Inhale again, grip the mat, pull the chest forward and up. Exhale to bring your body down. One more with breath, lift. And exhale, bring the chest back down. Tuck the toes, hug the elbows in towards the side body. Lift the knees and engage the thighs. See if you can push up halfway, keeping your shoulders broad. And then push up all the way to high plank. Exhale back to downward dog. And pause here for a breath or two. Just taking it nice and slow. And then your next breath in, right leg lifts up. reach back through the heel and step right foot lightly to the right thumb. Now, if it doesn't come all the way, you can give your foot a little assist. And then gently lower the left knee. Inhale as you reach up. Soften the shoulders, lift the heart, maybe gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor, step to the front of the mat, and bow forward. Come up halfway along the spine. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, root down through the feet and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands back to heart center. Just pause to feel, pause to breathe. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, belly in as you fold. Come up halfway. This time, left foot steps back. Lower the left knee gently. Inhale, reach up. Square the hips, draw the right hip a little further back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift the left knee. And then step back to high plank. And this time we'll take chaturanga, our low push-up. Make sure to hug your elbows in, draw the shoulders really back or broad, and then come onto the tops of the feet, keeping the pelvis lifted for upward dog. As you exhale, roll over the toes, push the earth away back to downward facing dog. On your next breath in, left leg lift. Step left foot to left thumb. Lower the right knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the hands down. Step to the front of the mat. And fold forward. Come up halfway, a long breath. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale as you rise all the way back up. Exhale, hands to the heart. I'm going to take chair pose. Step the big toes together, the inner knees together, sit back and down like you're sitting in a chair. To make sure you're low enough, reach towards the earth, towards your mat. Keep your hips low, and then lift the chest, reach up through the fingers, drawing the pinkies in. Or you can take one hand to your low back, your sacrum, draw the tailbone down, take one hand to the low belly, feel the low belly pulling in, and maintain that as you reach up through your fingers. Just a little bit deeper, lift your chest. As you exhale, fold over the legs. And come up halfway with breath. And plant the hands, step back to high plank. And exhale to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale either to the upward dog. You really need to work your legs here. Or you can stick with cobra if it's better for your back. And then exhale, rolling over the toes back to downward dog. Good. On your next breath, right leg lifts up. Bend your right knee. Stack your hip, opening your hip towards the right side. Roll the right shoulder a little further down. Use your buttock to lift your knee a bit higher. As you exhale, bring your knee towards your nose. Inhale to reach the heel back. Again, with breath, draw the belly in and round. Inhale, reach back through your heel. And once more, rounding in. Step right foot to right thumb. And then lunge a little further forward. Take your left hand off the mat. Reach your right arm up. And roll your right shoulder back. Pay attention to the back leg, that the left leg is still pretty firm. Draw the right hip back a little bit further. reach up even higher, okay, and lean back. One more breath in. On the exhale, bring right hand to the floor, okay, and then step to the front of the mat and bow forward. Come up halfway with the breath in. Exhale to fold. And as you inhale, you can keep bent knees, belly in, and rise up. And exhale back to the heart. Come back again to chair pose. Bring big toes together, inner knees together, sit back and down. Reach up through the fingers. Again, you can check if you like, tailbone down. Reaching to the mat, belly pulls in. Draw the front ribs together, the biceps back. Lengthen the back of the neck, sit a little bit deeper, try lifting your toes. Take another inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, lift the hips and fold. You come up halfway with the breath. And as you exhale, step back, downward dog. And come forward to a high plank pose. Exhale through chaturanga. Keep your shoulders broad. Inhale either to cobra or upward facing. Exhale, roll over the toes, lift your hips and belly, downward facing dog. And I'm using a deeper breath through the throat. Maybe you can hear it. Kind of exaggerating it so that you can hear it, so that you'll also remember to breathe. On your inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the left knee, stack the hip. Roll the left shoulder down a little bit to square the shoulders and lift your knee a bit higher. On the exhale, knee to the nose, round in. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, hug it in. Hug it a little tighter, a little higher. And then step left foot to left thumb. And lunge further into your front knee. Keep your back leg straight and solid. Right hand off the mat. This time left arm reaches up for the twist. Roll your left shoulder back. Okay. Draw the left hip crease back, squaring up the hips, and reach a little bit further back. Stay for the inhale. On the exhale, bring your left hand back to the floor. Step to the front of the mat and bow in. Come up halfway with breath. Exhale to fold deeper. As you inhale, root down to the feet, rise up with strong legs. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to take eagle pose from the front of the mat. Shift weight onto your left leg. Lift your arms over the head. Wrap the right arm under the left arm. Cross your elbows and wrists. Sit down like you're sitting back into the chair and lift the right leg over the left leg. Wrap the leg around. Twist the legs together. Maybe hooking the toes beneath your calf. Draw the tailbone further towards the earth. Lift your chest and your elbows. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw the belly in, round forward. Take your elbows towards your knee. And keep gazing forward for balance. Try to straighten the wrists. On your next breath, unravel your arms. Unravel your leg and reach your right heel back. Now bring the arms in front of you. As you exhale, bring the hands towards the heart. Inhale to reach the arms forward. Exhale, bring hands to heart. Inhale once more, reach forward. Exhale, hands back to the heart. We're going to step back to the high crescent lunge. Bend the left knee a little. Step back lightly, reach up through the fingers, and as you exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, bring the arms up. Keep the lower body stable. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, reach up, big breath. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale, reach to the sky. And on the exhale, plant the hands down. Lower the right knee gently. Heel toe, the left foot to the outer edge of the mat. Walk the right knee back a little further. Release the back toes. And then maybe come down to your elbows. You can also stay with straight arms. I like to lift the big toe away from the mat. This takes some pressure off the knee. And while you're here, hug your left thigh towards your left shoulder. Reach your heart forward. Stay for 3 breaths. This is called lizard pose. And after you've had 3 good breaths here, if you're on the elbows, come back to straight arms. Heel toe the left foot in a couple of inches. And then shift the hips back as you straighten the front leg. Flex the toes towards you. And come up onto your fingertips, lift your chest. Extend your spine over the leg. Keep the left knee a little bit soft. Dig your heel into the mat like you're trying to drag your heel towards you. 3 breaths on this side. And after those 3 breaths, lift your chest. Bring your hands forward. Rock forward and step back into the left foot. Keep your fingertips on the floor. Lift your right leg as high as you can while drawing your left hip back. So you're really squaring up and strengthening through the hips. You can bring your left hand behind your left ankle. Bring your belly closer towards your left thigh.